I think you picked the right guys as well, but respect to the late, great Denny Green. You want to crown their ass? They are who we thought they were. And look, it's not too early to crown these guys. I came here after week one when seeing with my own eyes L.A. Chargers versus Kansas City Chiefs. And I remember sitting right here, flanked by two NFL analysts who kept telling me, chill on this Patrick Mahomes talk. I'm glad that now people are in the congregation screaming the same chorus and the same sentiments that I've been, which is he's not just next. He's next level. Like, he is going to be that guy. I have the same energy and passion and love for him as I did a young Peyton Manning, who I saw rookie year, 1998, 3-13. But Wade Phillips, our D coordinator, said, chill out. This boy is coming. He's next. Next year we play him, they're 13-3. Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, I see it. Deshaun Watson, for me, unfortunately, reluctantly, I'm being persuaded that he's in that conversation, but I'm not the biggest fan of Deshaun Watson. One, I don't like my mobile quarterback coming into the NFL with a knee brace. Then tearing the knee up again, then can't even fly, has to go out on bus to go to games. What's the greatest ability in sports?
Availability.
Usually, the longer you play this game, you don't get healthier doing it, usually, typically. So I'm just concerned with his availability because already he's off schedule in terms of health.
You know, one thing about Deshaun Watson, having known him since he was in high school, he was part of the Elite 11 camps that I work. The guy has always had two things that you look for in quarterbacks: high football IQ, and he has the it factor. Every level he has always won a state championship in high school, won a national championship at Clemson, and we're seeing in Houston, he's already winning. You can talk about the supporting cast, that defense, but offensively, he's playing with a porous offensive line. He has one legitimate playmaker in DeAndre Hopkins, and he doesn't have a running game. What he is doing is amazing because he doesn't even have a coach that can put him in the right situation. When I look at Pat Mahomes has everything in spades. He has a talented supporting cast. He has playmakers all over. He has a quarterback whisperer and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy doing a good job crafting that offense. Pat Mahomes is better positioned, but you're right. I do believe Deshaun Watson has some Tom Brady-like stuff that he's going to show to the National Football League.
Man, you took everything I was going to say. I ain't got nothing else to say. You know what? I do like Deshaun Watson. I like him as pocket presence. I like him better right now than Mahomes. I think he stands in the pocket better. I do. I mean, that's my opinion now.
No, I know.
Yeah, I like his pocket presence. But, you know, you just said it best. You know, with the quarterback coach like Andy Reid, and he's got all the weapons. I mean, he really does. I mean, and he has the arm. When I look at his arm strength, one thing he reminded me of is John Elway. He goes to his right and he throws back across his body on a bullet. I mean, it's like, wow, you're impressed by his arm strength. So, I mean,
we're not crowning these guys too early, Eric.
You know what? That was my next thing. I think yes and no. But you want that excitement for the National Football League. You really do. You want the next guys because, you know, Peyton Manning is gone. Tom Brady is on his way out. So, for sure, you want the next guys to come in line. And if you look at these guys right now, the way they're playing, you'd have to say, these are the next two quarterbacks that's coming to be great because it's all about scoring. It's about excitement. And both these guys are exciting.
We got to remember, Marcellus is knocking him a bit for being injury prone. I'm praising him for the toughness that it takes to play at this level that he played at last night, banged up.
Yeah, but you're making a deal with the devil, and I'm a victim of that, and many players are victims of that. It's interesting, a parallel exists between him and his teammates you talk about on defense, J.J. Watt. Look at this broke-down core of the Houston Texans. J.J. Watt still balling, but injury-prone of late, certainly.
He's going to be the player of the year defensively this year.
I respect that, and it comes at a cost. Jadeveon Clowney had his injury concerns, certainly, in his near past. And then you talk about Deshaun Watson. I remember we were talking about J.J. Watt potentially being the greatest defensive lineman ever. And I got a text from one of the greatest defensive linemen ever, Bruce Smith, in the middle of the segment. And Bruce hit me, he said, hey, young man, because, you know, that's my pops, that's my football father. Hey, young man, holler at me in 10 years when he's able to do that same situation, same excellence a decade later. And let's be respectful, and let's be real. It's been up and down, so you got to respect
Marcellus, this ain't even that topic, but the man's about to be a 4-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. LT never did that.
I am not knocking him, but I'm saying what we're talking about is crowning him too early. Why? Because we want to see the duration. It's okay to be the Flash, and it's okay to be amazing, but consistent excellence is when you get to be like Eric Dickerson. You got to keep going, keep doing it. You can't just have that Flash like I even show the Flash.
But again, Eric Dickerson, I think.
Why you got
no. In your second year, didn't you run for like 2,000 yards?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And so everybody went, holy cow.
Right.
Eric Dickerson is the real thing.
Yeah.
This is special. These guys are in their second year, and I'm looking at the dude last night out there banged up, lungs, chest, cracked ribs, the
and
whole
Eric didn't have all that. He didn't have two ACL injuries and a knee brace in the second year.
Got 5 touchdown passes, 4 incompletions. I'm looking at him and thinking a lot of the same things as when I look at Pat Mahomes, although I think Mahomes is better.
I think it's different. I think with these guys, like, man, you got to go with your eye test.
Yeah.
We know it. We've all been in camps. We've all been on the field. We've all seen great players, and you can tell the difference between a great player and a guy that is just good. AD was a great player. I was just trying to get around. But when I look at Pat Mahomes and I look at Deshaun Watson, I can feel their greatness. I can feel it. It jumps off the screen when you look at them. There's something about both of these guys that they're going to be around for a long time. They're different than some of the other guys.
Look at Andy Reid. Andy Reid had a chance to get Deshaun Watson or Mahomes.
Yeah.
I think when he went up, people thought, oh, he's going to probably take Deshaun Watson. He took Mahomes. So that shows right there that he believes probably in both of these quarterbacks. He took the one he thinks fits best for my offense, the guy that can work with all the weapons that they have over in Kansas City. And they have a plethora of weapons.
Yeah, all the evaluators. Look, at Texas Tech, when they had Patrick Mahomes on the roster backing up a Baker Mayfield, coach was like, okay, Baker, you want to leave? We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Patrick Mahomes takes it. All right, you tell me, Bucky, you break down film more than anyone. Doesn't it seem like Deshaun Watson gets off script too early in the progression? I see too many times it looks like the play call is run around on 3, break, and he's just running around.
Well, I think you have to when you play behind that offensive line. He's been sacked 25 times. He had been hit like 66 or 67 times. That'd make anybody gun-shy. I think the one thing about Deshaun Watson, because we kind of lump him in as a mobile quarterback, he's really not that guy. He has escapability, but he's a pocket passer that can move. He's a little different than a guy like Lamar Jackson was. He's different than a Colin Kaepernick. Those guys like to use their legs. Deshaun will do it, but his game is really dealing from the pocket. I think the one thing between the two, Pat Mahomes is more talented, but I believe the winning thing, Deshaun Watson knows how to win, and there's something to be said for that.
He's making the argument that I'm a bit concerned about. I happen to believe Tom Brady's had a far better career than Peyton Manning's. No knock on Peyton Manning. And so, again, and I think I already know your opinion, Marcel. Of these two, who's going to have the most success, Mahomes or Watson? You would lean Mahomes, I guess, because of the injury deal.
The injury certainly is a concern. Look, we're splitting hairs here, and I hate when you get in these conversations because it sounds like you love one and hate the other. No, I love both. It's just the fact that I have to give the tie to a Patrick Mahomes who hasn't had any injury concerns. I have to give a tie to the guy who has flashed a greatness and a brilliance that no other quarterback right now under center is showing. This guy, for him. That's standard procedure for Patrick Mahomes, throwing darts down the field, making all the throws. Look how glowing Bill Belichick was of Patrick Mahomes. And you know Bill Belichick is always going to say the nice standard things. He went to the degree to make sure he gave respect to Patrick Mahomes. That is next level.
Who has more success over the course of their career?
I'll say this much here. Bill O'Brien or Andy Reid? Which one? Which coach? I'll go Andy Reid. I'll have to go.
Well, Tom Brady had Bill O'Brien and had success. So
one guy has 2 really good defensive players, man, that can make stops. I watched that last night and thought, man, come January, Houston may be a real problem.
Yeah, if they can find a running game, they have what you look for. Their defense is beginning to come together. You talked about J.J. Watt finding his sea legs, Jadeveon Clowney being a factor on the edge. Honey Badger helping them in the back end. Defensively, they have a better defense in Kansas City. And when you think about how you have to win the game in January, the Houston Texans may be better equipped to win in January just because their defense gives them a chance.
That's my concern. All right, I'm a Pat Mahomes guy, but Watson's going to have a lot of success in this league. All right, stick around. Later in the show, we'll give you